Fabrizio Romano said that 2 clubs, major clubs, were willing to pay the release clause for Enzo in the summer, and Chelsea very cleverly have done that.
What are we expecting from Enzo Fernandez this season? Where do you expect him to play for Chelsea in this Graham Potter system as well? And what can we expect from Chelsea for the rest of the season as well?
Starting with Enzo, I think you'll see a player of immense quality who isn't fazed by a lot. I think that, again, same formula as McAllister, only winning in the World Cup is going to make him a better player and playing with these better players. To answer your question, he'll probably play at the base of the pivot until Kante's fit, and then he'll play as an 8, either with Kovacic or Mount after that when Kante's back. And then that'll free him up to maybe express himself a little bit more. But I thought he was really good against Fulham, exactly what Chelsea need. Someone who immediately, when they get the ball, lifts his head up and plays forward. Reminds me of Fabregas. I feel like we've not replaced that since he left. I saw a stat prior to his debut that he has the most switches in the Portuguese league, and I think within about 10 minutes he did about 8 switches. And I was like, okay, this is what we need, especially with the fullbacks that we have that play high up the pitch and are a major attacking outlet for us. If we can get the ball from one side to another that quick, that'll be a massive weapon for us. And I think that the longer he plays for us, I don't think the price tag phases him either, I'll be honest. I think that he's a player who adds a lot of grit, as a lot of the Argentinians do. Will put a foot in when necessary. And I really like him just off what I've seen at the World Cup. I'm not going to pretend that I'm one of these people who, I watched him at Benfica against Victoria Guimaraes. No, it never happened.
I watched him at Benfica in the
World
Champions
Cup.
League. That's all I can say. I didn't watch him in the Portuguese league as well.
The price tag, again, you're paying for potential. It's on an 8.5-year deal with the option of one more for a 9.5-year deal, which is going to cost Chelsea roughly about, I think it's about 11.2 million a year, which it ain't all bad, is it?
Not buying the player now, you're buying for potential. And a lot of players, when you used to buy for potential, they would be around 10, 20, 30 million pounds back in the day, even as of 5 years ago. But Chelsea have kind of changed that narrative in terms of we are buying for the next 5-10 years because that's what we want in this player and that's what we're expecting from this player and that's what the growth that we're expecting for it as well, which was really fantastic to see. What are you expecting from Chelsea for the rest of the season as well? Are you expecting a top 4 push with the team that you've got now, with the quality that you've got now as well? Personally, for me, I'm expecting a top 4 push. I'm not expecting you to get it, but I think with the difference of 10 points, with again 16 games left in the season for Chelsea, anything's doable. I definitely think it's doable for Chelsea.
Yeah, me too, mate. I think that a push is a given with the money spent. I think that as soon as you buy even Mudryk, forget about Enzo. As soon as you buy Mudryk, you're like, okay, Chelsea have to have a solid go at the top 4 now because they've gone and bought, well, one of the heights of the century, taking him off Arsenal. He was literally twerking so hard for Arsenal, posting pictures of him in the shirt and everything. But
oh my days, the Photoshop was crazy on the story.
In it, well, I guess Arsenal money talks and shit walks. So, again, mate, I think top 4 is a given. I think that we seriously have, with the players we have and the manager we have, it's almost like a clean slate mid-season, which has never been done before. And I think that Chelsea, to finish in the top 4, if they are going to do it, will finish 4th. I believe we will. I genuinely believe we will finish 4th with the players we have. And I've seen enough in dribs and drabs. And you've also got to give it a little bit of context. Chelsea have had about 12 players injured for the best part of 6 to 8 weeks. And we've been out without our first choice centre-backs, left-back, right-back, striker, etc. And then you add all these signings on top of it, which I think it's never been done before. And we spoke about the contracts. If Chelsea pull it off, and they've already said that you can't do a 7-year contract after the summer because of what we've done, because Todd Boehly's found a loophole in FFP, which is mental to think.
The lawyers were on overtime. He definitely called Saul. He called Saul, and Saul found the loophole there. Sorry, I've been binging Better Call Saul, so I know the loopholes that he finds. He's been definitely working for Todd Boehly and Chelsea on retainer.
The contracts are very. I've been reading a lot about it on The Athletic. The contracts are very copy and paste from baseball at the minute. With Todd Boehly, he's very much involved with the LA Dodgers, and he's got a lot of money invested in them. And he is involved in the business side of it. And if you look at any generic baseball contract for what's considered a world-class player, there are these 8 to 10-year deals worth excess of 185 million to the player, which is crazy to think. And he's almost came in with the baseball mentality straight away. I've gone, well, we can just do this and spread it over this amount of time. And reading between the lines, we can't get in trouble for FFP. Hence why I believe nothing like what's happening to Man City will happen to us, because it is a loophole and they've immediately shut it when we spent the best part of 600 million over 2 windows. So I think it's loophole exploited, and it's a massive thing because Fabrizio Romano said that 2 clubs, major clubs, were willing to pay the release clause for Enzo in the summer, and Chelsea very cleverly have done that right before it, because again, if a Real Madrid comes in, or a Barca, or even a Man City, he's going to pick them over Chelsea. So credit where it's due to us, I would say. Let's back it up.
The best thing about the Enzo Fernandez deal is that it meant that you didn't have to go for a loan deal for Marcel Sabitzer, and you left Marcel Sabitzer to go from Bayern Munich to Man United. So we got a loan deal.
He's a good player. He's a good player.
I watched him when I was in Milan, Inter Milan versus Bayern Munich, and he just dictated that midfield. Him and Kimmich were just there, just running things, and I thought it was fantastic. And then obviously Goretzka's their first choice midfielder now as well, and Gravenberch is coming through the scene. But I hope he starts a couple more games, especially with Eriksen and McTominay injured and Casemiro suspended. It will be good fun to see how Sabitzer does at Manchester United, and maybe it turns into a permanent move.